What's up, Barbarians? This is my Season 8 starter build. And to show off how strong it is, we are going to kill the Blood Moon. Okay. Lunging Strike and Upheaval. We only use 3 skills. We use Lunging Strike to get into position. And then we use Bash, which gives us Fortify and is another damage dealer. And then once we have 10 stacks of Upheaval, we use Upheaval. That's how this build works, and then you can build onto it after that. At level 23, you're 100% capable to take on anything in the game. Because that is when you get your key passive. This is the starter build that I'm going to be using for Season 8. We only have 7 legendary aspects, which you can get through dungeons. Everything on this build you can get right from level 1. No uniques, no waiting for a specific aspect to drop. Right from the get-go, this build is online. So when you start with level 1, if you've played the game before, you're going to have 12 points. You're going to put 2 points into Bash, and 3 points into Lunging Strike for Battle Lunging Strike. Then you're going to put 7 points into Upheaval for Furious Upheaval. After that, you have 2 options. You can max out Swiftness first or Belligerence first. Once these 2 are fully leveled up, then you're going to go back and forth between Lunging Strike and Bash, and you're going to level these up all the way up to 5. Then you're going to level up Pit Fighter and Slaying Strike. With our 2 points left, we're going to put 1 point into Rallying Cry. And if you are becoming crowd controlled too much, take a point out of Belligerence to get Enhanced Rallying Cry. Otherwise, go down and take your key passive, which is Walking Arsenal. Once you have your Walking Arsenal key passive, you want to go to your skills and make sure Lunging Strike is on dual wield, that Upheaval is on your 2-handed slashing, and that Bash is on your 2-handed bludgeoning. This is going to make sure that we always get the Walking Arsenal bonus and we get all 3 of the bonuses. For our legendary aspects, we use Numbing Wrath. We use the Earth Striker aspect, which is only for Upheaval. Our next non-basic skill is Upheaval, always going to be overpowered. Then we take the aspect of Might, as we are going to be using our basic skills the whole time. Intercom for some damage, Rapid aspect for those basic skills, the Expectant so our Upheaval deals more damage, and Edge Master, which will benefit our basic skills and Upheaval. We have 2 tempers on this weapon. The one that is very important is Bash. Bash Cleaves makes the gameplay easier. The damage temper is not needed, but helpful. While we're leveling up, we want to do 3 activities. Nightmare Dungeons to get our legendary aspects, Helltide, and Incursions. The first thing you want to do when you're level 1 is Incursions. And you want to do Incursions until you get the Allek's Talons. This is going to bump up our damage for our basic skill. This is why you want Bash Cleaves. You're going to use Lunging Strike to get in position. You're going to use Bash, which will kill all enemies in front of you. And then Upheaval clears the screen. And that is the main gameplay loop for this starter build. Once you're level 23, then you can branch out. You'll have 2 skill slots left, which you could use for Charge if you wanted more mobility, and Wrath of the Berserker if you wanted more berserking and more damage. Because we're mainly using basic skills and Upheaval, Wrath of the Berserker would be really good because we get berserking for 10 seconds because we do use basic skills. And you'll also get the Supreme Wrath of the Berserker bonus because we use Upheaval as well. Or, in Helltide, sometimes the enemies around you are just really painful when you're trying to get a chest. They'll just hit you and then you can't unlock that chest. I like to use Call of the Ancients. I like to pop Call of the Ancients when I'm doing the chest to make sure I can get the chest in time. I would take either or. You could take Iron Maelstrom, but because it did get gutted and it is weak to start with, this is not one I would choose. But if you choose this, I would also take Heavy Hitter. And if you just want to have these 3 skills as your main skills, you could take Warcry, Steel Grasp to bring the enemies closer, maybe Mighty Throw as that also got a buff. But the way you want to play the rest of this build is completely up to you. I'm going to fill out the leveling build on my build guide to how I'm going to play it. But this is the bare bones that really makes this build work. And we only use Rallying Cry just for Unstoppable. and movement speed. We don't actually need this skill. These 3 are all we need to be able to completely destroy leveling. How to find our aspects is we go into our collections, into the Codex of Power, and we filter my class and unlockable from a dungeon. And all these aspects are the ones that are unlockable from a dungeon. Once you have an aspect, in order to find where that aspect is, you click on it and you pin it to your map. You go to your map and it's going to make a trail for you to see where the dungeon is. And then that's the aspect that we're going to need next. Of course, this is just a demonstration, but this build is super powerful, super easy to play, and the temper for this is not needed. It just makes bash work better, because with the incursions and with the increased damage to basic skills, you're going to have 2 skills that are going to be your main damage dealers. You're going to have upheaval, which is going to be good for bossing and good for trash, and then you're going to have bash, which is also going to be good for all the enemies up close. And we use lunging strike just to get in position. While we're leveling, make sure we do incursions to get that boss power. That is the first thing you want to do. As soon as you get that boss power, which you will be able to get at level 1, then go into Helltide and level there. Once you get your first yellow item, that is when you can do your dungeons to put your aspects on your gear. For your gear, the 2 main stats you're going to be wanting is strength and max life. And if you do get a legendary with your weapons, you want your 3rd stat to be percent to damage. On your rings, still go for strength, max life, or attack speed. And on the amulet, you can also roll percentage to strength. I would advise against that. If we look at our amulet, we could get 1.5 to 1.7% increase in strength. In the late game, this is really good. Let's put it at 1.5. So let's round down to 300. What's 1.5% of 300? Isn't that 4.5? 4.5 increase in strength is not very good. Our pants give us more strength than that. Because of that, you really only want damage, movement speed, or attack speed. This is going to be your quickest and easiest way to level through 1 to 60. And it is also a lot of fun. I love using lunging strike, which will get you into a pack. And then if there's only 1 enemy, I keep using lunging strike. If not, I use bash if there's enemies close. And if enemies are a little far away, hit upheaval. Great build, really fun, easy to play. Would be easy to also add charge to this for more mobility. But overall, the choice is yours. Alright guys, I look forward to Season 8, and give this starter build a try. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday.